What's up everybody, this is Boywithafishtank, and today I'm bringing you an update on my Nano Reef tank. And I wanted to show you guys how everything is doing, and how everything is just going, and the new addition that I got to this tank. You can probably already see that little guy which is down here, which is the Blue Tuxedo Urchin. This guy is awesome. I've always loved urchins. Never really had the opportunity to get one. I've never really found any in my area. But I got at a store and I saw they had some Blue Tuxedo Urchins, and I just took the one that looked most healthy. And you can see here it has some really nice dark blue coloration. Its spikes are intact. If you don't know, if a urchin is unhealthy, it will lose its spikes actually, which is kind of weird, but it will do that, and that means that it's unhealthy. Now this one is just looking fantastic, and he's moving around a lot. He's just chilling. Like yesterday I put him in this tank, by the way, but yesterday I put him in here and he started walking on my calastria, as you can see right here, doing great, by the way. Look at that. Just placed it a little bit further into the tank so that it could get some more nice lighting going down to this head down here, just in case. But this urchin basically walked up on that on the skeleton of this calastria, and he would just graze on some of the coralline algae. And then when I woke up this morning, he was all the way over here, right over there. Then this night he has moved from here to there in about like 10 minutes or something, so he's moving quite fast actually. Urchins are pretty slow just generally, but he hasn't really moved to the further parts of the tank yet, but he will probably do that at some point. None of the fish has been really interested in him. They've just looked at him, and that's pretty much it. But I really like urchins because they look like an extra coral pretty much, but it's a really strange animal as well, like a really cool animal to have in your tank. This is probably one of my favorite invertebrates, and what's really nice about this Blue Tuxedo Urchin is that it's not poisonous. It has very short spikes, so it won't really sting you, only if you touch it, like literally. So that is kind of nice. By the way, my finger there is closed up because it's actually soon, the lights are actually soon turning off. You can see here that, let's actually just check together here if we can see that if it is shedding. Because what you gotta look at when you see at a Cladelia coral is that you gotta look from the upside down, and you gotta look after some glistening skin on the outside. If you can see some things that is glinting out in the water, that is, or well, on the Cladelia, like it's shining or something like that, like it's coated in sugar, that means that it's basically shedding. So it doesn't seem like that. It was open earlier today, but it's soon nighttime. I actually filmed this quite late in the night, but so it's used to the lighting shutting off very soon, so it's closing up. So are the rest of the corals actually. But let's just look at some of the things that are in here, and let's see how everything is doing. You can see here my senior colony is doing really nice, growing very well. You can see it's pumping a lot. It's not growing that much out here in the front, but here in the back it has actually grown out here, so that it kind of grows outwards. So that is really nice. It might make a big fluffy ball of senior right there on that rock, which would be really nice. The calastria, as I said, is doing really well. Really nice coloration coming on the center of the heads. The yellow tank is doing really well. He is eating a lot. He's getting fat and healthy like usual. And I don't know if you guys know, but I actually a store that I came to actually had how many gallons is that? There's probably around, is that like, I think it's like 650 gallons. a 650 gallon newly started reef tank that's set up in the store as a display tank. And I asked him if you know, if when this tank gets bigger, that if it could be in there and that I can trade it for some other fish they have, so that I could get that for free. And I thought that could be a really nice idea, because then I could go to the store and see my yellow tank whenever I was visiting the you know, visiting that store, which would be like really awesome. Now that of course depends if they have like multiple yellow tanks, and I wouldn't be able to tell them apart, but you know, it would be kind of funny anyway. And they said yes to it, so that is kind of cool. And I don't know what I want to trade him for, but we'll see what will happen. But you know, he is soon getting so big that he needs to go into a bigger tank. You know, I need to move him at some point. The Kenya trees are doing really well. Not much to say about these guys. They're just growing like crazy like usual. That one down there just tilted over because I was actually pushing the sand back down here in the cave where the damsel is digging. You know, this crazy guy right here. That Kenya tree right there was sitting in the substrate for some weird reason, and it was kind of tilting off, but you can see it's attaching to the rock right there, like the other Kenya tree you see right there. The small Kenya tree right here is getting a really long leg, which is nice to see. The ones down here are not growing that fast, but you know, they are in a dark area of the tank, so they mostly rely on food. So I feed them some cyclabees every now and again, just because I really want something to cover the bag over there, so that would be really nice. But yeah, the green star polyps is not really opened that much up yet. It was a little bit more open earlier today, but it needs to adjust to the new lighting. And I actually think the frog spawn is actually stinging it sometimes, because you can see its tentacles out here are getting really long. So that's kind of strange, but you know, that's what happens. And my Duncan coral is still closing up, but it's looking really nice actually, if you ask me. I actually like the blue coloration that Duncan coral gets when it closes up. Just look at that. But what really surprises me is that this one has been closed for, I think, about 2 months. This coral has been closed up for like 2 months. Not like simultaneously, but like in short periods of time, and that altogether would be like 2 months it has been closed up overall, and it hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. It's just growing new heads, and it's just getting used to being closed up, which is really strange. You know, it's not fully closed up, it's still opened a little bit, but it's not as fully open and you know, extended as it should be, but it's not doing bad. It's actually growing, which is kind of strange. I don't know why it does that, but the Duncan corals are really hardy corals, so that might be the reason. And that's pretty much it for this little episode. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, and by the way, now you see there's some coralline algae left here in the glass, but that's because I want to feed my sea urchin here in the start, so he might go over there at some point, I don't know. I just tried to get a little bit of food for him left over on the glass, but not on the front glass of course, but yeah. Really awesome guy, by the way. I really like this little urchin, he's really cool. So yeah, and by the way guys, remember, Aquarium Q&A is coming up very soon, so post your questions in the comment section. And all the questions that is going to be posted on this video is going to go on the Aquarium Q&A, so you're going to get a shout out, and you're going to get your question answered on camera, so that is pretty cool. And I'll also answer some email questions. For now I got like 4 questions from YouTube, and about 3 questions from emails, so you guys can keep posting questions. I'll make the Aquarium Q&A episode in 3 days or so, so stay tuned for that guys. So make sure to ask your questions and things like that. So yeah, see you guys in another video.